As a way to brainstorm ideas for our survey, each person had to come up with 3 topics relating to technology. From there, all options were set in class, and then we began to narrow down our choices. They were Apple Watch, removal of the audio cable in iPhone, auto-driving vehicles, drones, AI, VR, and facial recognition. It took 3 surveys to finally choose a topic that we wanted to focus on for our survey. That is how we ended up with the topic of facial recognition. Before we dive into making the surveys, though, each one of us had to come up with 3 possible questions that we wanted to include. As a class, all of the questions were compiled onto one document, and we each then had to edit the questions so that they would be more objective towards our chosen topic. And after editing them, we narrowed down our list to 5 questions that would be included in each individual survey that we made. After choosing the questions, we used the site SurveyMonkey, where we added the 7 questions that we came up with as a class. Using SurveyMonkey, we were also able to change the order in which the question would be presented to the audience. I sent my survey link via social media to my friends, and after they responded, I was able to see the results after they were submitted. SurveyMonkey allows you to see the results of each individual question to see how each person answered them. While in the process of collecting data, I began to format my spreadsheet to create a data table that would be divided up into sections based on each question that I asked. The spreadsheet contained each question along with each answer choice that was part of each question. Each time I checked my survey and the responses came in, I would update my spreadsheet to include that data that would come in, and I'd also fill up the empty rows with zeros to indicate no answers, so that it would be easier to create my pie charts. Once I gathered all of my data, I created a pie chart to go along with each question result so that it would be visually easier to identify the answer choices people chose and to also identify any trends that were going on. I continued that process for each of the 7 questions so that it would be easier to see any trends and to identify the most common answer choices for each question. From a quick survey of 7 questions, I was able to gather enough data to notice that most people wouldn't even use facial recognition. Now that's an interesting point.